this Baltimore crowd, they're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Houston Texans. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now Jackson on first down. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Baltimore was the most run-heavy team in the league last year after Lamar Jackson took over as a starter. And you think about Mark Ingram, he goes from a situation where he was sharing time with Kamara in New Orleans. Now he figures to be the top guy in the Baltimore backfield, although I guess you could say he's kind of splitting time with his quarterback, Lamar Jackson. But a great veteran presence Mark Ingram is behind Jackson. Ingram now in his 9th NFL season. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. This from 54 yards away. And he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
Excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
Now a first-time Pro Bowler from a year ago, Lamar Miller. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. Fells has it, left side. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Hey, what's up? Come in, team. Let's go. Touchdown, you best. Kill.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. 4th down, so the Texans dial up the number of their 2nd-year punter, Trevor Daniel. Cyrus Jones back to return for the Ravens. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return, and the Ravens, they'll take over.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Push him back.
From the gun, Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 down, 3 down. Kill, 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 kill.
This time Jackson will throw it. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
He sets to fire deep into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Second and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in there, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. Yeah, it can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can. And it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
Gain of 9 that time on the scramble, 1 yard shy of the marker, and it brings up 4th. The Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Oh, the return is Jones. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, 1st down. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Okay, it's time for me to break out my thesaurus for that one. And I don't have anything. That was amazing. One-handed in this weather. I mean, you know the ball's got to be slick. But to be able to catch it and come down with it, what do they call that? The process of the catch? He completed it all the way through.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're probably lucky to only be down 7-0 as they come up 1st and 10. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 26-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
For the double. Watching you grind. Ready?
Now Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. After 7-0, RDA Sports. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Here's Jones. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Early in November. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Matt Judon in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, here's Watson. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. Jones on the return. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 22-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. DJ Reader able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Jackson to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Ingram. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Let's go. Chance, let's go. Go, go, go. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Hey, hey, hey. We got three. We got three. Three down. Three down. Hey,
Jackson from the shotgun. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Here's Sam Cook now, standing just outside his own goal line. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Set. 19. Go. Check three. Check three. Check three. I think 4. Nice 31.
Watson on 1st down. Throw left side, completes a QT. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Kiki QT with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Watson going to give this one to Miller. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Gates with a grab. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. On 2nd down, Ingram. He'll only get a couple up to about the 30. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. On 3rd down, Jackson. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Check 26, check 26.
Complete to Brown, right side. Now Brown, he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it past the 20. And this will be a touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback. But you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jackson. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Jackson now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Justin Reed. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watson, he's going to look deep. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
He can run for it, and he will. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they called the field general.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now this time he'll look to throw. On the move to his left. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that
the ball is out. Watson lost it. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I've kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 28-7 ball game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
At the 32-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Let's get off the field, D.
Again, it's Miller. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On first down, it's Watson. Buying time to his left. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
To throw is Watson. To throw on 3rd down. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. 3rd down pass passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Here's Jones on the return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. On 2nd down, it's Ingram, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3. 41, Mike, 41. Watch the screen.
Here's Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And my goodness, another interception. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and it's a touchdown. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick 6 last year, remember it, but it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs, and they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Ingram again. And an alley to run. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run from the pistol with Ingram. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. That's pulled in by the rookie from Notre Dame, Miles Boykin. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 45-yard line.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
Come on, set. 60 out low. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Try and run for this. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. Give him 5 on the QB run, but it's going to bring up a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. This officially a 55-yard attempt. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal. A 55-yard attempt.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one. It might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary.
Hey, let's go. Calm the crowd. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Here's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Lamar Miller. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
He's coming. Let's go.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for, and a great surge by the offensive line.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Now Jackson on third down, escaping the pressure right. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 43.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Now Ingram, he's been busy today. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Ingram. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it third down.
Third and 7.
Set. 55. Hey, watch the slant. Let it roll. West.
He can run for it, and he will. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Give him 5 on the QB run, but it's going to bring up a fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
55 my guy, 55. They're not ready for this.
He may try and run for this. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Good spot on the field to go for it, kind of no man's land as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter's telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow, might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
At the 30-yard line.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run.
2 times, 2 times. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
And a 20th carry now for Ingram. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
So now here comes the field goal unit again, and this phase of the game has been an absolute disaster so far. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that drops the deficit from 28 to 25. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Texans, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6, and they'll look to